Hello, wonderful people. How are you? Today I'm talking about seeing into people's hearts. I wish we could do it. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So in a recent conversation, and not so recent, this conversation's about 2 weeks old, which is pertinent when I tell you what they were saying. I was asking them how things were going, how were they feeling? That's what I said. And they said, we are feeling really happy. Okay? And that isn't what they usually say. You know, they'll say everything's going wonderfully well, just as it should do and all of that. But they said, we're feeling really happy. So I said to them, why are you feeling happy? And they said for two main reasons. The first reason, the top one, is we're happy about the speed of the awakening that's happening in people. Okay? Many people are awakening now. That's what they said. Their words. And they said, and the second thing is the amount of people who are already awake who are gently returning back to God. Right? Beautiful. And we've talked about that, and I'm seeing that a lot. Just recently, on my Spanish channel, what I did was I talked about the retreat that I went on, but I don't talk about ayahuasca. I tell them it's a meditation retreat. So it's a little bit of it's kind of like an omission. That's probably a lie, lies by omission. However, it's not the place. I don't really want to talk about that kind of thing with them. But I talked about the amount of people that wanted to have an experience with Jesus, and how surprised I was given the fact that Spain, although it's a very Catholic country, lots of people are kind of moving away from the rules and regulations, man's link with God, and just going directly to Jesus. Yeah, that video was very well accepted by this audience that we have, which is primarily people who are very, they're not necessarily what we would call awake. And yet it was received very nicely. And I take that as a good sign. In fact, I was doing it as a little tester. I just want to, it's a good way of testing the waters to see what people are saying. I remember during the heavy bit where I was very pissed off, and in one of the videos, I do this thing called Gordon's Diaries where I talk in Spanish, and I was talking about the similarity between the book 1984 and the situation we were living and still are, but then it was like in your face. And oh my goodness, some people were not happy. Some of our usual public were very unhappy. In fact, I got cancelled by two people who said, you were talking about that, and because I was also talking about cancel culture. That's what I was making reference to. And they said, I don't like that you talked about cancel culture, so I'm going to cancel you. Just thinking, well, there you are. That's irony for you, isn't it? The kettle calling the pot black. So I see a shift. And this is what the emissaries were talking about, this return to God, which is beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. Everybody's talking about Jesus now. It's like, God bless you. It's like God bless you now and talking about Jesus. So, or whatever that means to you. But I said to them, look, lots of people don't see the Great Awakening happening. Lots of people are doubting the Great Awakening because it doesn't look like it. And then, I hear all kinds of percentages bandied around. I was given 40%, okay, of people who were kind of on this process of waking up. I heard, you remember the astrologer here in Spain is called Robert, and he was saying 15%. Okay, and I said, that's a big difference from what I was given. 40%, 15%. I mean, 15%'s a bit shit. I thought we were 15% during the planned stroke-demic. Anyway, I asked the emissaries that. I said, look, some people are not seeing it. I am. I really am. I can see it and I can feel it. And they said, remember, awakening happens on the inside before it manifests on the outside. And so it's hard to see. It's hard to see. They said, but if you could see into people's hearts, you would see that a lot of people are waking up now. They can see into people's hearts. That's their job. They're in connection with loads of people, and they can see the shift. It's an energetic shift. Remember, God knows what they see. I don't know what they see, but you know, whether they can read energy or whatever, they see the shift, and so they're very happy. So if they're happy, I'm happy. Absolutely. And you should be too. Why not? And happiness is going to bring it along quicker, which I'll come to. So I said to them, so how long? How long is it going to take? And they said, it's going to take as long as it takes. As always, yeah? And they said, it depends on the actions. This was interesting. It depends on the actions taken by the awakened people and by the baddies. Okay? And they said, depending on the actions, it can be shortened or it can be prolonged, this wakening up process. So I said to them, well, what actions are we to expect from the baddies? And this is remember this was 2 weeks ago, and they said to me, don't expect anything new, just much of the same, but exaggerated. They said, what the baddies understand is that as people are waking up, the very first thing that they start to do is talk about it. They start talking. And as words, every word counts. There are no wasted words. And so they're very, very hyper aware that they need to censor speech. And that's what we are seeing. It's all about, that's why they're so focused on getting these laws passed. That's why they're so focused on closing down channels that are speaking out. They don't want anybody speaking out because they know that when people start speaking out, it's a tidal wave. There's no stopping it. And so they said, expect to see more censorship. Expect to see more banning. Expect to see the fear element of speaking out being lifted, augmented. So fines, prison sentences, things like that. Everything about speaking out is going to be attacked. That's what they said. And I said to them, okay, so if that's what the baddies are going to do to try and prolong it, what can we do? What can we do to speed it up? And they said exactly the converse. They said that when people start speaking out, and they will, in their billions, then there will be no stopping it. They can only censor up to a certain point. There are more of us than there are of them. And even if they use AI or millions of bots or whatever, they still cannot beat billions of people speaking out. And so that's what they say will speed it up. Because, look, at the end of the day, let's talk. Between you and I, we know that people are pretty easy. People are easy. Tell them what to think, tell them what to do, tell them what to say, and they'll do it. Unfortunately, for all the reasons that we know. You know, and I'm talking about ourselves as well. You know, we are very, very suggestible. And especially in moments of high emotion, high stress, high fear, we are extremely suggestible. We're in states of hypnosis all of the time. So, what's going to happen when they see lots of other people speaking out? They will then believe and take it on board that they have to speak out too. And that's what's going to create this movement. So what we've got people waking up on the inside, and then that will manifest on the outside. We've got to have faith in that, truly. I've been seeing this happening. I see such a massive change just in the people that are close to me. The change in the attitude. It's changing, and I don't take any credit for it at all. It's nothing to do, you know, we've been waffling on for yonks. We are the mad ones, but they're starting to come to their own conclusions. And it's a very beautiful thing to see. And they've got to it's their journey. It's not our journey, it's their journey, but it's happening. So with that in mind, what happened? 2 weeks ago, they said this. they're going to start lifting up the bans. Well, what happened? Tomorrow, and tomorrow's Monday, by the way, I'm recording on a Sunday. Tomorrow, in Spain, Telegram is being banned. Okay? Why is it being banned? Well, because there's no control over copyright, and so we're going to do a temporary ban, yeah, just to reduce the curve, yeah, a temporary ban. So, exactly what the emissaries are saying is starting to happen. I mean, Telegram, they know that Telegram is such a big tool for the awakened people. Why? Because in things like WhatsApp and YouTube, what do we have to do? We have to speak in code because they control everything. And the emissaries were saying that they love that we speak in code. Why? Because even though the intention's there, words matter. The words we say. They've manipulated language to get us to say the wrong things. You know, you listen to anybody who's studied language and all of the meanings that are behind all of these things, you realize, my God, you know, we're cursing ourselves a lot of the times. It's the same. They know that if we can't use the proper words, then the proper words don't have that, they don't give that energy out. You know, if we have to use a pretend word, the energy's not the same. Words are creation. And so that's why they're banning these things. But the emissary said, do you know what? It really doesn't matter. Because it's King Canute on the beach trying to stop the tide. So they'll stop that. And all that'll happen is other platforms will come online. Other platforms will start offering their services. Other platforms will start creating things. Like, I don't know, X will start offering group facility and stuff like that. So there really is no stopping it. I mean, what we did, when we heard that, we just signed up and got a VPN. So now we live in Portugal. According to our phones and our computers, we're in Portugal. And if Portugal banned Telegram, then we'd move to another country with our VPN. Not expensive. And yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. There's so many ways around this stupidity that we see. They are like a drowning man clutching at straws. They truly are. They believe that they can control this, and there's absolutely no way that they can. There's no stopping it, and that's what the emissaries left me with. There is no stopping this. There is no end to us speaking. We will always speak, and we will always speak our truth. And the more of us that there are, the more truth that will be spoken, and the faster this will move. So, it's all good. It's all good. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.